Yeah. 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 Every newspaper printed someone else's name across the front page while I was learning how to smile inside a silent cage. Silver medals, empty bottles, handshake, fake applause. Everybody said you were so close, like close. Could pay the cost, I wasn't losing. I was collecting inches, milliseconds, one bad decision, 1 week commitment, one excuse repeated until it sounded like truth. That's how average wins, not by strength, by permission.
Call me the king of second place.
I memorized defeat.
Call me the king of second place.
Failure knew my heartbeat.
Call me the king of second place.
I wore the crown of almost until I burned the throne and built my own. People are the champion, nobody studies the one who missed, but that's where the blueprint lives. Inside broken routines, inside unfinished dreams, inside nights when nobody claps. I stopped chasing trophies, started chasing standards, stopped asking, how do I beat them? Started asking, how do I outgrow yesterday? The scoreboard changed the moment the opponent stopped being another man and became the voice inside my own head. Pressure was building, I'm drilling, rebuilding the pieces that pride couldn't carry. Every repetition was cutting the weakness I used to disguise as I'm ready. One more lap, one more page, one more scar, one more stage. No shortcuts, no rescue, no luck, no maybe. Why they celebrated Fridays? I was negotiating with Saturdays. Why they waited for motivation? I signed contracts with discipline. Success never knocked it. Check whether I was already working. Oh. No crowd,
no cameras,
no excuses,
just work.
Yeah. Years later, the same reporter who ignored my name asked what changed. I laughed, nothing glamorous. I stopped falling in love with potential. Started marrying consistency, potential. Get standing ovations, consistency. Builds dynasties, that's the difference. Nobody wants to hear because it's harder than inspiration and impossible to outsource. Now they call me champion. Funny, they think the title changed my life. Truth is, the life changed first. The title just arrived late. Every loss was unpaid tuition. Every setback signed another chapter. Looking back, I wouldn't erase a single defeat because second place wasn't my destination. It was my education.
Call me the king of second place.
That's where I learned to fight.
Call me the king of second place.
That's where I found my life.
Call me the king of second place.
The crown was never mine. I fought the better kingdom, one decision at a time. The world celebrates winners, legends. Celebrate the work nobody saw. Yeah. Found an old keyboard buried underneath my grandfather's floor. Missing every letter except one key nobody had seen before. No logo, no brand, no serial code, just backspace carved in gold. I laughed, pressed it once, the room rewind 1 minute. Coffee climbed back in the cup, smoke returned inside the cigarette. Words jumped back into my mouth, time folded like paper. Nobody noticed except me. Backspace, erase another scar. Backspace, how far is too far? Backspace, would you rewrite pain? Backspace, would you stay the same? Started small, missed the train, backspace. Failed the test, backspace. Wrong investment, backspace. Bad relationship, backspace. Every mistake disappeared, every embarrassment erased. Life became flawless. People call me lucky, gifted, untouchable. They never saw the pilot, deleted versions growing behind me, invisible. But real, deleting and repeating, defeating the meaning of every decision I made. Perfecting the picture while slowly erasing the person the struggle is shaped. No losses, no lessons, no scars, no depth, no heartbreak, no healing, just breathe. Started forgetting how courage felt because courage needs risk. Started forgetting what victory meant because victory needs failure. Success became empty like finishing a game with every cheat code turned on. Undo. Redo. Who are you? I hit backspace and nothing happened again, nothing again. The key cracked, a message appeared across every screen in my apartment. Memory limit reached, character cannot be edited further. I looked in the mirror, didn't recognize myself. No wrinkles, no shame, no growth. Just someone who escaped every storm and never learned how to dance in the rain. I carried the keyboard to the edge of a cliff, watch the ocean breathe below. Press backspace one final time, the keyboard vanished. Not the mistakes, the temptation. Breakfast, missed a meeting, said something awkward, laughed harder than I had in years, because life finally felt alive again, not perfect. Backspace, something should remain. Backspace, even the pain. Backspace, every scar can teach. Backspace, some roads you shouldn't delete. Shouldn't delete. The strangest part, I still reach for a key that no longer exists. Yeah. They called me out of metal before I ever knew a name. Melted in the furnace where every spark looked just the same. Pressed into shape, polished, packed, stacked with hundreds more. Never asked what I believed, only what I was for. The gun called me destiny, the magazine called me family, the factory called me product, the soldiers called me strategy. Funny, everybody gave me purpose, nobody gave me a choice. I'm just a letter from a bullet, never wanted to be read. I'm just a letter from a bullet, written after someone bled. If you hear my story, don't remember how I flew. Remember somebody ain't me, it was never me, it was you. The chamber felt like prison, the barrel looked like fate. Outside, a little kid was laughing, half a block away. Inside, a finger started shaking, heartbeat, breath, pressure, silence, everything slowed down. I wish metal could pray. The explosion came, I became pure motion, no turning back, only forward, watching faces stretching, fear while the world blurred into fragments. People think bullets are fast, regret is faster. Spinning through seconds, reflecting on weapons invented by fight and ambition. Passing through smoke while I'm trapped in the path of another decision. I crossed the wedding, missed the mother, passed the preacher, skipped the brother. Glass exploded, sirens follow, every echo sounded hollow. Then I saw him, not an enemy, just another heartbeat, trying to make it home. That's when I understood nobody on either side thought they were the villain. Every story had a hero, every hero made a ghost. If I could stop, I finally reached my end. Not inside flesh, inside concrete. 1 inch, one single inch change. 2 futures forever. The shooter ran, a stranger lived, a child kept his father, a wife kept her husband, and it stayed there, buried in the wall, wondering why humans always celebrate perfect aim instead of miraculous misses. Yeah. Years later the building was demolished, workers found me still trapped inside the brick. They cleaned the dust away. One old mason looked at me and quietly smiled. He dropped me into a river, no museum, no evidence, no glorious. I sank for the first time, I wasn't ammunition, I was only metal. Maybe that's what pieces, not becoming something new, just no longer being what the world expected you to be. I'm just a letter from a bullet, read before it's late. I'm just a letter from a bullet, question every ounce of hate. Don't remember where I landed, don't remember where I flew. Remember every weapon starts inside a point of view. People always ask, who pulled the trigger? Almost nobody asked, who built the finger? It began with a frequency lower than thunder, deeper than the ocean floor. A pulse between heartbeats that nobody had measured before. Dogs froze, birds vanished, whales changed direction. Every compass on earth lost its perception. The sound wasn't loud, it wasn't quiet, it lived underneath everything alive. Scientists built machines to isolate the wave. The machines shut down, then powered themselves like the signal was listening back.
The sound after silence,
calling through the void.
the sound after silence,
Something we can't avoid.
the sound after silence,
Older than the
the
stars.
sound after silence.
Already knows who we are. Cities reported the exact same dream. Millions walking toward a black horizon. No fear, no pain, no language. Only that sound, people woke crying without knowing why. Musicians tried to copy it. Every instrument shattered. Engineers tried to record it. Every file returned empty because it wasn't traveling through air. It was traveling through consciousness like memory without an owner. Scanning, expanding antennas while patterns were forming in static. Signals were shifting and lifting dimensions beyond every measurable graphic. Brains synchronized, clocks aligned, crowds turned at the exact same time. No command, no leader, no sign, just instinct perfectly timed. Hospitals reported patients waking from comas. Prisons reported violence disappearing. Children began drawing the same impossible symbol across different continents. Nobody had seen it before, yet everybody recognized it. Listen closer, it's still there. A deaf composer walked into a laboratory, touched the silent speaker, the smiled. He wrote 12 pages of impossible music. No corrections, no hesitation. When an orchestra finally played it, the sound never reached the audience. Instead, every person remembered a forgotten moment from their own life. Different memory, same emotion, like the melody unlocked hidden rooms inside the mind. Later the frequency disappeared, just gone. Governments archived everything, universities debated everything. Nobody solved anything but one satellite still orbiting beyond the moon. Continues transmitting a single waveform. No destination, no source. Every year it grows, one fraction stronger waiting. Maybe not for us, maybe for whoever learns how to truly listen.
The sound after silence.
Never really left.
The sound after silence.
Living in each breath.
The sound after silence.
Waiting to be found.
The sound after silence.
Beneath every sound.
Silence.
Silence
Silence.
was never empty. It was only waiting to speak. Yeah. Monday morning traffic moving, people drowning in another race. A little girl dropped a balloon and floated up completely greater. Fire trucks arrived, no crimson lights. Blood looked black, sunsets lost they fight. Flowers faded, warning signs, neon turned to ash. Painters stared at empty palettes, thinking it was just a glitch. Then orange vanished, then blue, then green. Every hour another color slipped out of the scene. The world didn't go dark, it went on, like emotion itself was slowly being undone. The man who stole colors, one shade at a time. The man who stole colors, painting over every life. The man who stole colors, leaving everything the same. The man who stole colors, without ever saying his name. Governments blame radiation, scientists blame the sun, religions blame the end. Nobody blame one man hidden beneath an abandoned theater. He kept thousands of glass bottles inside every bottle. A color moved like smoke, ruby red, ocean blue, autumn gold, emerald truth. He wasn't rich, he wasn't cool, he wasn't laughing. He looked broken, he whispered,
people stop seeing beauty.
so I took it back. Running through alleys where canvases shattered and artists forgot their creation. Fashion was fading, emotion degrading, collapsing beneath the saturation. No flags, no rainbows, no traffic lights, no midnight glow, no morning bright without blue. The ocean became memory without green. Spring became history without red. Love letters look colder without yellow. Hope looked older. Turns out color wasn't decoration, it was language. What if beauty needs witnesses? I found him, holding one final bottle. Inside, every color left on earth swirled together like a living galaxy. He handed it to me, said I'm tired if I give him back.
Will they finally notice?
I couldn't promise nobody could, but I opened the bottle anyway. The sky exploded in the blue, leaves remember green sunsets, caught fire, children laughed like the world had been born again. The man disappeared, no goodbye, no statue, no legend, only one empty theater with a sentence painted backstage. Nothing loses value until people stop looking. Now, every time I see a sunset, I stop walking. Every autumn leaf, every street mural, every tiny flower growing through concrete. Because somewhere there's still a man wondering if we learn. And I don't wanna prove him wrong. The man who stole colors, gave them back for free, The man who stole colors, returned what we couldn't see. The man who stole colors, never wanted fame, look again.
The rarest color is appreciation.
The invitation had no sender, just a wax seal, black as midnight rain. Dressing whatever, hide your conscience, leave your last name. No address, just coordinates. Deep beneath the city streets, a ballroom built from marble skulls, gold chandeliers. No heat. Kings beside beggars, rappers beside priests, judges beside thieves. Everybody took a seat. At the center stood an auctioneer. Perfect smile, tailored suit, a shadow move. Half a second late, that should have been enough to leave. Nobody did.
The devil's auction.
Going once, going twice.
The devil's auction.
Everything has a price.
The devil's auction.
Every dream on display.
The devil's auction.
What will you trade away? Yeah. Lot number one, infinite influence. Every room obeys your voice. Lot number two, perfect health, never age another day. Lot number three, unlimited wealth, no taxes, no collapse. So before the hammer drop, people cheering, champagne pour, smiles got wider, eyes got colder. Funny, nobody ever asked what they were paying with. Bidding and grinning while winning and spinning through glitter and gold decorations. Nobody reading the contracts engraved in microscopic observations. One man bought fame, lost his son's name. One bought power, forgot how to love. One bought revenge, forgot why he hurt. One bought forever, forgot what life was worth. Every purchase looked brilliant from the outside. Every winner walk away lighter, not richer. Lighter like something invisible, stay behind.
So,
To the highest regret. Then my number appeared, lot number 313. The room got quiet, the auctioneer smiled. This item has unlimited potential. A mirror rolled onto the stage, nothing else. Who wants to own the person you could have become? Silent, nobody raised a hand because buying success is easy. Facing wasted potential, that's expensive. The auctioneer looked directly at me, no bids. I stepped forward, shattered the mirror. The ballroom trembled, the guests disappeared. The gold turned to dust. Morning found me standing alone, and in the abandoned subway tunnel. No auction, no crown, no evidence, only a wooden gavel lying on the ground, carved into the hand of one sentence. The greatest bargain is the lie that shortcuts exist. Now whenever somebody says I do anything to make it, I remember that room, because sometimes anything is exactly what gets taken.
the devil's auction.
Nobody truly won.
The devil's auction.
Every deal came undone.
The devil's auction.
Some prices never fade.
The devil's auction.
Choose what cannot be paid. The next auction starts tonight. The invitation already has your name. The invitation had no sender. The invitation had no sender. The invitation had no sender. The invitation.